Hello, everyone. I'm Buford MC, and welcome back to another adventure in GregTech New Horizons. So, today, I want to work on one specific quest. So, we're going to be working today in the Building Better Bases tab, and I'm currently in the process of expanding the base a little bit, and I was just about to start doing some building, and I figured it would be good to actually get a specific quest done here. And the quest I want to get done today is this one here, Building Made Easy, and what I want is the Builder's Wand. So this is basically like the wands here. So we have the stone wand and the iron wand, which we have already made. The diamond wand is even better, but we can't make that yet because it needs an MV assembler. So we can't quite make this one yet. But the good thing about this one here is I believe this one is unbreakable and it's as good as the iron one. So that's good enough for me. So this quest right here is not the simplest, though. Well, it's not that hard, but it's not a simple thing to do because in order to get the Builder's Wand, we need to make a ton of different blocks, as you can see right here. Now, I've already had a look through most of these, and I don't think many of them will give us trouble, but there was one specific one that is a little bit different, and it's this one right here, concrete. So if we look at the recipe, you'll see the only option to get this is from the chisel. So if you click through the different ones of these, you'll see it's all from the chisel. All of them until you get to this one here called light concrete. That one we do have a recipe to get, and the way you get it is in a machine called a fluid solidifier, which we don't have, but we will be making that. And we need to get wet concrete, which we make in the mixer by using a couple of different things. So we need some water, we need calcite dust, stone dust, clay dust, and quartz sand. So that's something I want to get done, and I also want to complete a couple of other quests in this chapter as well, because there actually is one dedicated to concrete, I noticed. So if we click the view mode and look at this one, base too big, I've got a fix for you, and this is actually to get the quest, I believe, yes, for light concrete. So all of this is going to give us what we need for light concrete just from all these resources here, I believe. Calcite dust 21, 10 quartz sand, 10 stone dust, 10 clay dust, we could get 160 light concrete. And I'm also thinking about using it in the base to increase our walking speed. So that is what we're going to be doing today, and we'll see if we may tick off a couple other quests along the way as well. But this is the primary goal for today. So let's get right into it. So I also want to show you what I've been up to because, again, I've been busy preparing for some stuff. Now, also, before we do that, I have now got about 4 stacks of electronic circuits. So I carried on from that last time, and we're looking quite good. I'm quite happy with this, actually, and we do have the capacity to make a few more circuits, especially resistors. Vacuum tubes are a little bit harder to do because I always run out of some of the stuff here. But the biggest thing that's actually stopping me right now is the lack of refined glue. I'm just not able to get it quick enough right now, so that is kind of slowed down circuit production. Not that we need more than we have right now. I think we're good for circuits for at least a bit of time. Not forever, obviously, but it will last us quite a bit. But I'm going to need to get a way to get refined glue in a more automated way. And I have a plan for that, but to do that, we're going to need space. And that's exactly what I've been trying to prepare for. So as you know, I've been wanting to prepare basement for a while, and that's what I've been doing. So if we come down here, you're going to notice we have a new stairwell. Now, don't get too excited because nothing has actually happened down here other than I've just prepared an area. But I have been very busy, and this hammer has been used so much. In fact, I think it's leveled up a couple of times since the last episode. And yeah, so basically what I've done is I've come down here and I've dug out a substantial area, I'd be honest. So we've got all of this area right here, and I'm not even done digging yet. I still need to go down another layer, so I still need to go down this layer here. So I've got a lot more digging still to go, and I'm also probably going to dig up there as well and just kind of expand it all out. So just for reference, this whole area down here is basically every single chunk that our main base is kind of in. So if we look at the map, this is our main base right now, and it's basically these 3 chunks, these 3, and these 3. So it's about 12 chunks right now, and that's what I've started with. We may have to expand in other directions as we go, but I figured for now this is a good starting point. And the general idea is just to get a giant area kind of dug out and then kind of build stuff along as we go. And all these holes you see over here, this is what we had a cave system in over here. So most of this, I think, is pretty secure at this point. But this is an old cave here. So, yeah, we've kind of had a cave involved in that. That was an old mining tunnel I had. There's a whole bunch of weird stuff I found. Like, I found, let's see. It's like a weird area. Yeah, this one here, I just found this random staircase. I built this, obviously, but it just goes down here and then it just stops. I'm like, where the heck was this going? What was the point of this? But, yeah, so that was kind of interesting. How do I get out of here now? Oh, here we go. But anyways, yeah, I've got a lot more digging to go, and I fell back down. Okay, how do I get out of here now? Oh, we're back at the staircase. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's go and head back over to the top and get out of here because there's not much to do down here right now. But anyways, this is going to be where we kind of have our basement. I've got some plans for this. We'll see what happens, but obviously I've got a ton of work to do. And I'm also going to be building a second floor up in the area over here. I've mentioned this many times now, but this is coming as well. So we're going to be building a kind of second floor to this portion of the base here. So I have a lot of work to do. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Lots to do. But yeah, that's what I've been up to, and this hammer's been getting a lot of work, and this excavator, I've also upgraded the excavator we had. This, I think, was iron before. It's now made out of obsidianite, and the only reason this is not obsidianite is because we made this before 2.8 came out, so it's still called alumite here, but it's fine. It still gets repaired with obsidianite. Now, speaking of obsidianite, actually, before we get started on making that builder's wand I wanted to do, I also wanted to mention my obsidianite supply starting to run low. I'm down to about 18. I've gone through so much trying to repair this and all this stuff, and I figured I'd also make some of the obsidianite dust to start up because we haven't actually made any of it yet because all the obsidianite we had was just converted over from the alumite we already had before, so we haven't actually made obsidianite. And the recipe to make it is not the same as it is with alumite. So alumite, you can make it with, I believe it was from aluminium or aluminum, however you want to call it, but this one is different because instead of aluminium or aluminum, we use zinc dust. So we still have the steel dust, we still have the obsidian dust, and then we have the zinc dust. And I need to collect some stuff from under here because I did prepare some steel dust and some zinc dust, I believe. Let's see, there we go. And I already have the obsidian dust on me. So I just wanted to go ahead and make some of that together because I haven't actually made obsidianite dust itself yet. So what we're going to need is we're going to need a mixer, and we're going to need circuit 2, and we throw all this in, and off it goes. So that should get us our first bit of obsidianite dust, so that should be quite good. And then I'll just have to smelt that up to get some more ingots, which should help us to at least repair our tools a bit better. I've still got, yeah, a couple of ingots, but not that many. But yeah, that's what we're going to be getting on with right there. So I'll take that off the list. So the next thing we need to do then is we need to go ahead and make this fluid solidify because I want to get this concrete going now because I think this is going to be quite a lengthy process since we're going to need quite a bit of this stuff. So let's go ahead then and make this brand new machine, which is the basic solidify, and it is also a quest in the LV Age. I believe this one right here. So let's go ahead and get that done. I don't think it will be very hard. We should have... Do we have all the stuff? Oh, no circuits, but that's because they're all over here. I'll just take a stack, actually. There we go. Take a stack and just throw it in that chest. Circuits are certainly not going to be anything I think we have to even think about for now. Let's go to sleep as well, since nighttime has just arrived. Alright, so let's go ahead and make ourselves that fluid solidifier. And... there we go. We can even make 5 if we wanted to, but I think that'd be kind of a waste, so let's not do that. And let's put those machine holes back, and we put those pumps back. And some glass as well. Perfect. Alright, so that completed that quest right there, and let me just put this down. So we still got one open slot here. I'm going to be expanding this. Once I build out that basement, there's going to be a lot of stuff shuffling around. I think some of these things are going to be moving around. I've got a lot of stuff to shuffle around, but we still have this spot available, so let's go ahead and put this fluid solidifier down. Alright, there we go. And looks like the obsidianite is done. There we go, perfect. 63 dust, perfect. That's a pretty decent amount. That should last us a bit. I'll just throw that inside of here. Do I have anything in here? Nope, nothing in there. Alright, perfectly fine. Alright, so let's go ahead then and start working, I guess, on that. Well, actually, let's get the concrete going first. So, made this, and now what we need to do is make the wet concrete. So what we're going to need, well, actually, we can follow the quest, actually. That'll probably be a little bit better to do. And let's see. Where was it? Building better bases. It was this one right here. So this has now been unlocked. There was also this quest as well to get the light concretes. A couple of other things as well. There's no reward, but we might as well knock that out, I guess, while we're here. But this is the one we need to do. Now, I don't know why, but it wants me to get 24 marble cobblestone and 24 marble dust. Not really sure why, because the recipe for this has nothing to do with marble. Unless that's a way you can get... I bet you that's a way you get calcite. Let's see. Yeah, you get a lot of calcite from marble dust. Now, I should mention, actually, I do have a pretty decent supply of calcite. Yeah, in here, I've got a couple stacks. The way I got my calcite... Well, I actually had some already, but the main way I got it was I did a quest in the coins tab. Down here, it was, if I can find it, this one right here. If I give it 100 blacksmith coins and 64 stone, they'll give you a stack of calcite ore, which I put through the macerator, and that turns into 2 stacks of calcite dust. So that was quite a decent deal, I thought. So in total, we've got a decent amount of calcite right now. I don't think we need that much, though. Let's see what it wants in the quest. So building better bases, we have to go back there. So we're going to need 21 calcite dust, so not too much. And then we need to get the rest of the stuff as well. So 10 quartz sandstone, dust, clay dust. What do we have in our dust chest? I've kind of got 2 dust chests. I've got the one there, and then I've got the other one, which is over here. What do I have in here right now? Well, there's the stone dust. A little bit of quartz sand. Not quite enough. That's just a matter of getting some sand and then clay dust. All right, I can get more clay dust easily. I can get more sand. Or quartz sand. And then stone dust. We needed 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, perfect. So that was just 10 of these. Was it 10 of these? I thought the recipe was 2 to 1. Why is it 21 calcite then? Isn't that kind of odd? Huh, I guess it's 20 calcite. That's actually strange. All right. Anyways, though, so we need some more clay and sand. I believe, oh, clay dust we can get from a macerator. I've got some of this left. The terracotta, that turns into clay dust, and I should have plenty of sand. Oh, by the way, from all the digging I've done down there, the amount of cobblestone and dirt we have is tremendous. Look at this. Now, we have 36,500 cobblestone now. Almost 5,000 dirt now. I was struggling on dirt for a while because I kept having to fill in all of the water areas over here. And I've been thinking, by the way, I'm thinking I'm going to fill these areas kind of here in now with dirt. So I've been thinking about that. Yeah, I think I will, because I was running into a problem when I was clearing this area out over here that water was starting to get in some of the gravel areas over here, started falling down, and it just caused a giant mess. So I'm starting to think that might be a good idea, because we're going to have a lot of machines down here as well, and I know if water touches electric machines, it can cause an explosion. I really don't think that'd be a good risk to take, so I think I'm going to fill this stuff in over here, at least up to in these corners. Not obviously the whole entire lake area, but at least that much. So, oh, I need to grab some sand still, because I think you macerate that into quartz sand. Let me just take a quick peek. It won't take long. We don't need much. Let's see if I can find it. Should be the one of these, if I can find it. Macerator, quartz sand. Perfect. All right. Do we want to put it in the multi-block one? Yeah, let's do that one. It'll be faster. We don't need that much of this. We just need a few pieces. Oops, didn't want to do that. Isn't the best way. I'm going to be moving this as well. So, eventually, once we have that basement. How long will this take? It's not that quick. Oh, it's doing the sand. You know what? Let's let that one do the sand, and then I'll go ahead and throw the terracotta into the steam one we have. Where was that? Here. Because I think this is fast. Yeah, decently fast. Perfect. Alright, and that's going to be coming out into here. I just need to get 10 of these. Alright, 10 of that. We just need quartz sand, which we definitely should have at least 6 down here by now. And that should be enough to get us started on concrete production. Perfect. Alright, if I've got everything done, we'll see. We only need 16 for the actual builder's one, but we need 160 for the other stuff, so we'll see. So, I've already prepared also a fluid tank here full of water, so that should get us going there. And now we just need to make the wet concrete in here with circuit 2. And then all of this stuff as well. So, I'll throw that in, and then we need the water. So, I'm going to need to grab a pump so that we can move that in automatically. electric pump. I don't think we've used one of these as a cover before, but what we do is we click that. Oh, there it goes. And that should activate. Perfect. Filled in with 2,000, and we're off and running to get concrete. Wet concrete. Perfect. So what we can do now is I grab this cell, and I can go ahead and click this, and this is pretty fast, and then transfer this over to our fluid solidifier. Oh, and we're going to need to get a mold, I believe it was. The block mold, which I believe... Is it in here? Yes, mold block. So we can go ahead and grab that and put that there, and that should begin to get concrete. Perfect. Oh, we need to also set this for the auto output, don't we? Let me grab my wrench. Alright, that is set, and... Perfect. So that should be our concrete ready to go. So in fact, what we can do is we can, I think, turn that in, because for this quest here that we want to get done, it's actually pretty similar again to the healing axe, where we have to turn in a bunch of food to get that. In this case, obviously, it's a bunch of blocks of this. This is consumed, so we needed 16 concrete, and we already have 30. Pretty good. And more of this is coming in right now. Oh, it's filling up pretty fast, that's why. Okay. Let me go ahead and just start transferring all this over. It's actually pretty fast to produce this stuff. That's actually not a bad speed. Yeah, and I did have an extra calcite in there. I wonder why it says 21 in that quest. I think it meant to be 20, because I'm not sure how much we'll get out of all this, but as you can see, this is pretty fast. All that's done. And how much do we have in here? Decent amount. Not bad. All right. Maybe we might need to make some extra. I'm not sure, but... well, actually, let's let that finish. So, while that's being worked on, let's go ahead and start working on the rest of these blocks. So, we're just going to go one by one through these. So, we'll start with this one, Rebellious block. And most of these are pretty simple to make. So, an assembler also, I think, can... Yep, assembler makes this cheaper. 2 stone, 2 iron plates, 1 gold nugget gives us 32. And this one, double the price. So, assembler might be our most efficient way to do this. So, we need some stone, iron, and gold nuggets. And we need 16 of each of these. So... we'll do a little bit more. So actually, let me grab some stone then, because we're going to need that for this. I think most of these are going to use stone, in fact. So let me just grab a couple stacks of this, just so I have it on hand, because I think we're going to be using a lot of that. And then a gold nugget. We have 1. I'll take... let's do 2, just in case. I used the rest of my gold nuggets on that. And then it was some iron plates, which obviously we should have some of those up here. And then we'll throw it in the assemble, I believe. Okay, iron plates. I think 4 will do, and then 4 of these. Throw those into the assembler. And was there a circuit involved in this? Yes, circuit 23. Off we go, perfect. How much light concrete did we get out of this as well? Yes, we got the quest done, perfect. Alright, so we got that, and I can turn this in as well. We need 16 actual concrete, so how we get that then is I pull out the chisel. And we do this one here, concrete, I think. Was it that one? Yes, concrete from chisel, and I just click that. And there we go. Alright, that's done. And we should just have gotten in a rebellious block, and that one we can also turn in as well. So we're just going to have to turn in a bunch of stuff here. So there is our rebellious block. All right, so we're going to have quite a few blocks. I'm just going to dump that back in here for now, along with the concrete. I'll worry about this later. Although I am curious to know how quick this will be compared to that brownstone road out there. We'll have to check that out sometime, but not right now. So let's go ahead then. I'll put the chisel away, and we'll start working on the rest of these blocks. So next up, we have the laboratory block. That one is just going to be some stone and nether quartz, and we need 16, so we'll make a little bit more. We might test these out. I might test these out myself to see what we can get out of this. We need a little bit of some nether quartz for this one. Got some in here. And then we'll go ahead and pop that into the assembler, and then I'll go ahead and jump in bed for a bit. Because nighttime has just hit. What circuit is that? Is this all... this is circuit 24, so all different circuits. Alright. Interesting. And I think we just needed like 12 more in here. That should get us some of that laboratory block. So while that's being worked on, let's go for the next one. Holy Stone. Looks like that is a feather. So yeah, basically most of these are just stone plus kind of something else. So we'll need a feather for that one, which I think I've got some in here. Yep, there we go. 4 feathers. I'll just grab a couple. Let's go quickly to sleep. All right, there we go. And let's go ahead and pop this in here. I think it was 16 actually, because I'm making a couple. And that one was circuit 24 as well. There's the laboratory block, so we should be able to grab that one, turn you in. That one's done. We have, next up, we need to make brimstone, which is coal and stone. All right, let's go grab some coal. Yeah, just basically, it's kind of the same stuff, but a little bit of some different resources. Where's my coal? Here we go. Perfect. Coal. And I'll go ahead and prepare that. But yeah, this is kind of why I'm thinking about having this kind of pathway with the concrete so we can run faster down this corridor, since I do use this quite a lot. And we'll throw that in. Alright, so that should also be our holy stone made. We'll turn that in. So next we have hex plating. Ooh, that one is... Oh, okay, we can use 4 coal instead. Oh, but we only get 4. That's 8. Or 2 stone. Okay, that's cheaper. I mean, we don't have to make the coal blocks, I guess, so we need actually more coal than that. It's fine. Grab 32, I think, and yeah, that should be a decent amount right there. Might need a bit more stone for what we know. I'll worry about that. Alright, let's go ahead and get that going then. So we can get some of that hex plating. And what circuit is that? Is that a different circuit? Circuit 11. How do they come up with these circuit numbers? So random, isn't it? 23, 24, 11. Anyways, let's put these in here. That should be our hex plating. I'll make a couple since I think that was only 4 per. But there is the brimstone. We can turn that in, and that, yes, hex plating. Perfect. We'll turn that in. Next, we have fantasy block. We're going to need some of that. Ooh, gold nuggets again for that one. Let's see. I mean, I only had the one. Actually, I bet you we can get a couple of extra ones. How did we do that? I think... Was it the alloy smelter? Something like that I can use? Like the nugget mold. Can I do something like this? Yes, I can. Perfect. Alright, keep that there, because I do use that to get those glass tubes. Although I don't really need that right now. That should get us a couple of extra gold nuggets. And there is our hex platings that we need. Turn those in, and then we need some fantasy block and some... Oh, purple fantasy block. Which is more gold nuggets, it looks like, so... This one also needs bone meal for some odd reason. Alright, there's some gold nuggets. That should do. Alright, so I just need to grab some bone meal as well. Oh, actually, I have some bone meal on me. Let's just use that. That will be fine, and then we'll make the fantasy block. So, alright, 4 of those. Alright, that should be enough to make some. And, of course, there's always going to be a circuit, isn't there? Oh, no, circuit 11 on this one as well. Alright, perfect. And then for the purple fantasy block, we just need to have 1 of these, 4 of these, and circuit 24 now. Alright. Alright, let's do that, and then I'll prepare that up here. Circuit 24, and then drop those in. Perfect. There's our fantasy block. Turn that in. And then factory block. That one is just going to be iron plates and stone. And how much do I get for that one? We get 16, actually. All right, not bad. So, just a couple of iron plates we'll need. Of course, there's always a circuit. What one is it? Circuit 24 again. Very good. How much was this? I forget. I don't think we needed that many. Take the rest of that stone for now. Alright, and there also should be our purple fantasy block and the factory block, so we got those done. There we go. Alright, concrete we've already done. Next is the technical block. That one is 4 iron plates and a little bit more stone for 16. Alright, so some more iron plates involved there. I'm gonna hope this one was circuit 24, but I bet you it wasn't this time. Nope, that one... Oh, no, I made... What is that? Was that factory block? Yeah, it was. Okay, so that's why they changed the circuits, because it would... Yeah, I see now. So that one's circuit 11. So that's a lesson learned right there. So what was it again? I need more iron plates, don't I? I know we only need 16 per, but I'm trying to make a couple of extra just in case, you know, I kind of like one of them. I'm going to do a little bit of testing with these things. So there we go. 10 and 8. Yes, that looks right. And next, we're going to need to make this one here. Tyrian, futuristic armor plating block. Which is another iron plate and stone. All right, so a lot of these are just iron plates and stone. And how much do I get from this? I'll make 32 of this. So we need 4 iron plates. That one was circuit, I believe it said 14? Take a look again. Yeah, looks like that was 14. Alright. 14. There we go. That should be that one. And then the technical block should be coming in. There we go. Perfect. So submit that one. Next, we need water stone. And that needs water and stone. I guess that makes sense. Water stone. Alright, so that... Okay, that's different. We need a fluid. Let's do this then. Take some of that. I don't know if we need quite that much, but... How much? What circuit again? Circuit 24 and some stone? Yeah, that should be good right there. And this should also be that Tyrian stuff. Turn that in. Alright, next we have energized void stone. Which need... Oh, we need... Oh, a lot of stuff for this. Ender pearls as well. Or we need void... Oh, okay. Stone obsidian. Ender pearl glowstone. Okay, that one's a little bit more complicated. There's my water stone, by the way. Turn that in. Alright, so let's go ahead and take this out. So this one's a little bit more complicated looking here. Grab some more stone as well. What do we need? We need... I want to make 32 of this, so... 4 ender pearls, a little bit of glowstone, 8 obsidian. Why have obsidian? Is a valid question. Surely I do somewhere. Oh, there we go. 8 obsidian, I believe, is what I want. 8, yep. 4 ender pearls, 4 glowstone. 4 of those, and I have glowstone over here. I've been extracting glowstone, actually, from the glow flowers. We grow those outside. I've just been doing that from time to time. I use the steam extractor, but we have a decent amount. We also have some of that clay dust as well, but... There we go. That should be that, and then I think it was 8 of these. Alright, so that one's a little bit more complex. Let's go ahead and put that in here. Of course, let's check the circuit, because I don't want to make something else by accident. Circuit 11. Go, and... There we go. Perfect. Alright, next up, we need to make something called temple block. Ah, and that one's lapis. Alright, let's grab some lapis. I'll grab some more stone as well while I'm back here, since we're all running quite low. And yeah, well, this is a lot of blocks we're making here. We'll see if any of these appeal to me, though. I might use some. Alright, there we go. That's fine. Just need 4 lapis. I have some here. Perfect. One back over here, and put those in. So I think we needed about, what was it, 16 of these? And check the circuit again, because I keep forgetting. Circuit 24 for this one. Grab our energized void stone, and we'll submit that. Next, we have some Valentine's block, which is a pink dye. Alright, let's go head on over to the dye chest, which is over here as well. Pretty much everything's over here. That is the dye chest. Pink dye. I think that will work, right? Has that one, though. That has... I hope that will work, because it's not showing this kind of pink dye. We'll have to take a look. That might be a problem, actually. Let's see. Valentine's block circuit 24. Yeah, that one doesn't work, so we need the actual Minecraft pink dye then. Okay, so we can craft it. Actually, do we have any flowers? Maybe we can just use those. Let's go take a look at our flower chest. So that's a little bit of an issue right there. Got plenty of flowers in here, various types. Pink daffodil. Wonder if those will work. Perfect. There we go. 4 pink dye. Lovely. Let's go put this pink dye away. I'm not sure why this doesn't work. It feels like it should. I mean, it's pink dye. Well, we'll see. Anyways, this should work perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and throw this in and get our Valentine's block. There we go. And that right there is our temple block. So go ahead and submit that. Next, we have Void Stone. Oh, almost at the end finally. Warning signs of Void Stone, which is going to be this. So this is actually Void Stone. We made the Energized Void Stone before. Now we're making just a Void Stone, which is actually the Energized Void Stone minus the Glowstone. Okay, so we need some more obsidian and more ender pearls. Let's see. What do we need for this? Just 1 ender pearl, so I'll grab 4 of them. Nighttime's also just hit once again, so quickly grab that. Needed some obsidian as well. 8 obsidian. And what else did I need to grab? Ender pearls, yes. 4 of those. Hate to use my ender pearls like this, but might as well try it out. This one's a bit more expensive. Probably not going to use it, but it's fine. And let's check that circuit again just to be safe. Circuit 24. There we go. And there's my Valentine's block. I'll go ahead and turn that in. And then we have the warning sign, which is going to be a sign. Where would I have a sign? Let's go to sleep quickly as well. Nighttime has just arrived. Alright, so let's go ahead down here and see. Where would I have a sign at? Do I have any signs? I think it would be... No, no sign. Is it in the building chest? Oh, I have some signs. Perfect. Actually, I have the perfect amount. Wonderful. So let's go ahead then and set that up, and that should be the last of that. And let's check that circuit once again as well, just in case. Circuit 24, and actually that was only 2, so I only need 8. Lovely. So there's the Void Stone. Submit that, and then the warning sign's the last one. Alright, and then the last thing we need to do is we need to get a couple of these blocks here. So we need a diamond, emerald. Ooh, emerald block. That's not good. I just noticed that. Do I even have emeralds? 7 emeralds. Oh, that's not good. So, I'm less on emeralds than I knew. There is emerald ore. Oh, I could have that. Do we have any... No. That's not good at all. I don't have emeralds. Emerald fragment. Okay, so I'm gonna have to find some emerald ore, that means. Could get it from a villager trade, but we're nowhere near villagers right now. A sifter. I could get lucky with a sifter. We could try that, actually. Well, I'd need some emerald ore as well, but there is a sifter to get that. Let's actually see. There was a sifter. Let's see if we find that somewhere. Yeah, this right here. And if I make that, we can actually get purified emerald ore. Okay, so maybe that's how I can get that emerald. All right, so that is actually something I didn't account for. But in the meantime, let me just see what else we needed to make. Let's go back down here. So let me actually bookmark that sifter. That won't be a problem to make, I don't think. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Because I just noticed, actually, that we need item filters. Which needs stuff that could be complicated. Raw carbon metal. Okay, so this is probably not going to happen. Okay, so the sifter I'm not going to do, because that looks like it's quite complex. Okay, so emerald block is definitely a problem at the moment. Any way we could get this? Probably not. I mean, we could go for an ore, but that's in the nether. Probably not something that'd be easy to do. I mean, we could try and check out a village, but the village is so far away, I don't know if that'd be worth it. Do I have actually any emerald ore at all? I mean... I don't think we could process it down the emerald. I need that sifter to do that, but... Yeah, this is not something I was accounting for at all. Emerald, emerald, no sign of emerald. Okay, so that is definitely a bummer because that means this is going to be a bit of a pain to get. This. I need an emerald block. Right, okay, so that's definitely a bit of a bummer. I can get all the rest of this stuff just fine. I can't get that emerald. Have any emerald around here anywhere by chance? Get lucky or anything? Doesn't look like it. Alright, that's definitely a massive bummer because we're so close actually right there. I mean, there is an ore. I can get this stuff from an ore because I believe the emerald ore... Well, not that one, it's the GregTech version. I believe that spawned in the nether, so it's this one right here, beryllium, emerald, and thorium. We find that in the nether. So I could get it from there, but yeah, we don't really have enough at the moment. I have 7. We need more, and there's no real other way. I mean, trading it, yeah, I mean, that's an option. Yeah, we don't have that. I don't even know what the trades are in the village. Emerald shard. Loot bag, we could get lucky, but probably won't. Emeralds, yeah. Alright, so that is certainly an issue. I mean, we could just go to a village. It'll take time, but I could do. I mean, the nearest village, though, is... Yeah, quite a ways. Alright, so that is certainly going to be a problem. I have no emerald ore in here. I have no emeralds anywhere around here. I got all of this stuff, so... Yeah, not great. Have to see. But it's not looking good right there. Alright, well, let me go and see what I can do about that. Okay, so here we are now in the nether. So I've gone ahead and went on the hunt for the emerald ore vein. And as you can probably tell in the mini-map, I just found it. So we just arrived. It's actually not that far away. So our portal is over here, and this is the sulfur vein that we went to. Ooh, that's not good, actually. Pigmen have spawned in here, but that's actually really not good. Let's block this up for the moment. But anyways, this is the sulfur vein that we went to a while ago. And what I've gone ahead and done is I just went into the nether with the ore finder wand, put an emerald in it, and we found this. So we now have a way of getting emerald, although I think the emerald a little deeper. Where is it at? Emerald is in between, so we do have to dig down for this. I hope this isn't going to cause an issue. Might be far enough away, but what we need to do is just dig down a little until we get emerald. We literally only need like a couple of pieces of the... Oh, that's not good. Let's plug that up. It just went all of those drops as well, but we didn't really need that. This is beryllium. We need emerald. And that right there is emerald. Watching my back here a bit. Alright, so that's some emerald there. That's some right there. Ooh, why is that not mining it? That's weird, isn't it? Mining hammer. Does it if I do that, but I'll just grab some with the pickaxe. We don't even need hardly as much because we can just smelt this down, I believe. Let's just see what we got. 28 raw emerald ore, which can be smelted. Perfect. Alright, so that's the job done. So let's go head back into the base then, since I now have the emerald we need so that we can actually complete that quest. And hopefully these people here aren't too mad. We'll find out. I know there's some... Oh, hello. And that just happened. Alright. Alright, I got out of that one. Pigmen seem okay. We can make a quick escape, I believe. Up the ladder. What did we get on those pants? Well, I'll check once I get up here. We should be safe because these are non-spawnable blocks. I didn't bother to ever do that down there because it's such a large area. And breaking 2. Alright, not too good. Alright, let's go ahead and head back into the base now that we can go ahead then and get that quest complete, I guess. We should have everything we need. I hear some lasers. Well, there is a fortress nearby. So let's head down this tunnel. This should take us over to the portal. And of course, I do tunnel my way through the nether to try and stay safe. Sometimes I go out, but most of the time I stay safe. This actually takes us up to the some other ore veins that I have up there. This was where the quartzite vein was, and I also have a tunnel that takes me all the way over here. This is where my tetrahedrite vein was. I've been to those pretty recently. Alright, so here's the portal, and let's head back into the base. It does look like it is nighttime, so we may have to sleep here. Alright, there we go. There's the bed, and go to sleep quickly before we go out there. Looks like my sword just got another modifier. I can add some more sharpness to it. That's quite good. But let's head out here and back to the base. So we have our emerald, and let me grab that quickly. I'm going to go ahead and throw that thing straight away into the furnace. Or whatever the thing is. I keep forgetting it. It's the steam oven or something like that. Let me dump these off as well quickly. Tongue of dog, flame string. Some normal string. Bone meal can go in there. Those can go in there. And netherrack can go into this barrel right here. And then I'll drop off these leggings in there. That's where all the enchanted armor goes. Alright, so emerald ore, we'll throw that into the thing. Steam oven. And we literally just need to get a couple of them. I'll also go ahead and take the one I put in here out. You back. That ore finder wand is quite handy. And this should be enough to get everything we need. Okay, lovely. Oh, and there's all the obsidianite we made up as well. Forgot about that. 6, 7, 8, 9. And an extra one for good measure. Alright. So let's go ahead then and throw that into the compressor. Now, before I left for the nether, I did go ahead and get the other blocks we need. So we've got the diamond, lapis, gold, and redstone block that we're going to need for this quest right here. And the only one we need left to get is the emerald block, which we have what we need right there. And that should be enough to get everything. Now, we do need to turn this stuff, I believe, into a certain type. So let's get that chisel out. And we needed to make, I believe it was diamond block with ornate layer. Emerald block with ornate layer, which just came in. So we'll get that done. Emerald with ornate layer. Lapis with ornate layer. That one right there. We need an ornate redstone tiles. Ornate redstone tiles. And we need a golden coin stack heads down gold block. Seems kind of interesting, doesn't it? Golden coin stack heads down, I think it was. Heads down, and we should be able to submit all of that. Yes, and... did we complete everything? Oh, we never turned in the warning signs. Oh, okay. I forgot about those. I only make 16 of those. Ah, that's fine, I guess. Did I? Yeah, I guess I did only make 16 of those. Alright, well, let's turn those in. And now we've got our builder's wand. So, we finally got that quest knocked out. So that is lovely. So we got the builder's wand done. So basically how this thing works, well, it works like any other builder's wand. If you want to build something, you know, grab the cobblestone tiles, I can just do this. Pretty easy to do. But yeah, we got that builder's wand finally. And I don't know if there's anything else. I want to get this done, actually. This was pretty easy right here. It's just a simple one. Concrete, we just need that one. Okay, let's do that quickly then. But we got the builder's wand. That's the important thing. And I think we just need to chisel this one into, like, asphalt or something, it said. That one's asphalt. Is that the one it wants? Yes. And then I just need mossy marble bricks, red granite, and basalt. So that's going to be a couple of things over here, I think. What was it? It was in here, I think we had some stuff. Marble brick. And then I think it was basalt. Everything here looks like basalt. That's basalt right there. And maybe I might have to smelt that. Chisel basalt. I think I will. Let's see. Maybe not. Which one is it? Which chiseled basalt? They all look the same to me. That one right there. That should complete that quest. And then crack red granite bricks, which is going to be from red granite, which, oh, we have some of that right there. So that's going to be cracked red granite bricks. Or was it cracked red granite bricks? That one right there. And then mossy marble bricks is that one there. And that completes that quest. Lovely. Alright, so put that away. Put the emerald in here. Obsonite, I'll just store that away. Okay, well, I think that's probably most of what I want to get done. The big thing was getting the Builder's Wand and a couple of these other things, but mostly the Builder's Wand was the big thing. We did complete a few quests as well, I think. So we got, yeah, the Fluid Solidify we did, which gives us some energy. Ooh, we haven't eaten that yet. Energy drink. We get some beans on toast, and we get a choice. Steel, I'm fine. Resistor, yeah. Loot bag, we'll take that. And the energy drink, actually, I'll go ahead and eat that right now. Getting a couple of these nice new foods. That's always a good thing to get. More hearts is always good. Now, I have been thinking, I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish this expansion here, but it's going to take me a lot longer than I thought. But let me drink this. Very nice. Gives us a little bit of some speed, it looks like. But basically, it's going to take me some time to get this done. So I've been thinking maybe we'll go to a roguelike dungeon soon. Maybe while I'm doing this, just to kind of break things up a bit. We'll see. Not quite sure yet. Let me put that energy drink over here away. But yeah, I'm thinking I might be doing that soon because I don't think this is going to be It's going to take a while to finish some of this stuff. I've got a lot to do. So we'll see. Oh, I need to drop this off as well. Well, I can eat one of them. I still have to drop the other one off, though. And some coins as well. But yeah, we'll see. I think we might do that soon, though. I might pop my head into a roguelike dungeon. I think that'd be quite a fun little thing to do. Because actually, what I've been wondering is, I believe 2.8 changed the loot for it. Now, what I'm wondering is, so we have one, I think, yeah, this one right here. That's the roguelike dungeon. What I'm wondering is, because this was loaded in 2.7, did the loot generate at that point, or does it generate when you open the chest? Because if it generates when you open the chests, we should be able to take advantage of the loot from the 2.8 update, because I think they improved the loot. So we'll have to see. If you know the answer to that, let me know, because I think that'd be quite interesting. But I would love to go into one of those. Maybe next time. We'll see. But I definitely have a lot to do around here as well. So what other quest did we complete? I think there was one more. Yes, this one. Yeah, the concrete one. We can get dark, smooth. Ooh, wait a minute. We can get a... Ooh, MV loot bag. So this wasn't really that hard to make. Yeah, so just double it. I think we'll get the loot bag MV because we could get some good stuff from that. Alright, so that should be all the quests, I think, for today that we got something to claim. Looks like it. Alright, so let's go ahead then and open up some loot bags then to end off like we normally do. So we'll do the LV one first and then the MV one. We don't get many of these because, well, we're not in MV, obviously. Alright, so LV loot bag. We get a chicken spawn egg. Alright. MV loot bag. Alright, this one hopefully we'll get something good. I think we got those. Remember, we had those MV circuits. We got some of those from one of those when we got them, one of these a lot earlier. Hopefully we get something like that this time, but probably not. Here we go. Glass tubes and pizza. Okay. Well, I guess glass tubes are fine. Alright, well, we got that builder's wand finally, so I'm quite happy with that, and I've got a lot of building to do. I've got to dig out down there. I've got to build up there. I've got a lot to do, so we'll see kind of what happens. I've got a lot of work ahead of me, but we might be going to a roguelike dungeon in between to break things up, so we'll see what happens. But anyways, though, that's where we're going to leave this episode. So it's been an interesting one today, to be sure. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.